Hello everyone, my name is David Tseng and I work at the Development Policy Research Unit, University of Cape Town, with Professor Director Harun Borat. Recently we have received a lot of response and comments about the article written by Stephen Freeman that is displayed here. Strikers are not about to destroy our economy. And I understand that most of a lot of the opinions and comments are quite skeptical about the statistics and the work that we've done here. So the purpose of this video is to keeping it informal, but to show you every single step of how I got to these numbers. And I'll do this in two parts. First part will be in sort of like just using the raw data published by the Labour Star. And then the measurement code is 9D, and what it is the working days lost divided by 1,000 workers. And the second part, I'll sort of break it down into the different measurements that we used in this note, because as you will see later on, that using just the 9D published by Labour Star is not going to be enough. It's not detailed enough. So the data source is all Labour Star. And here are all the countries, so let's start get downloading them. 60 records, Asia, 39 records, Europe, yeah, and then Oceania, it's about 18. Okay, so here it is, and basically. Alright, so here are all the data sets. Okay, so here are all the data sets. Let's close this. And basically, this is going to be my platform. I'm going to be doing all the statistics here. Okay, so first things first, let's get referenced. And the second, obviously, is the total. So let's get start filtering. Here is South Africa right there in Africa. Not this one, but this one. Oops. So here it is. Let's get rid of all this junk. Okay, so and then there goes the first spreadsheet. The second one, similarly, we were just trying to get an idea of where South Africa is. Okay, using this measurement, Australia, New Zealand. Okay. And then we just don't want that. Left. And then there it is, the next bit gone. Then here, similarly, we just want the total. Quite a few countries and quite a few repeats as well. Okay. And then this one will be Asia, this one, and I just want the total. Okay, this one we got, this one was the Europe. And then here is the America. Okay, so here it is, and okay, so here are all the data from the 1999 to until 2008. Okay. And so let's start doing some cleaning. Okay, so here is a repeat. Get out of here, because obviously because we have an extra data points there. South Africa is fine, and so on. Estonia, this one. I mean, one is much lower and the other one is much higher. I don't know which one. The later one should count, but we will give them the benefit of doubts there. Okay, France obviously is just that. I mean, Finland, yeah, that's Finland. And then France, you know, obviously we need to take in, you know, all these strikes. We can't just be doing, you know, localized strike, generalized strike, whatever, same thing. Okay, and strike is strike is strike. So Hungary, there's an extra point, so we'll take it. Osman, you don't have problems, so we'll get you out of there. And Italy, we'll take the longer series as the number. This one will take. Why we have to take the 37? Because it wasn't a broken series, so we'll have to take it. I don't know what country that is, but anyway, it doesn't have problems there. Lithuania, because these numbers are the same as this one, so essentially the same. So I have to take the entire thing. Malta, Netherlands. By the way, later on I will take on others. Other measures, because as you can see, I wasn't very happy with this measurement when I was using it. And this one is the revised data. I don't know what 28 is, but whatever, because I mean it's quite low compared to South Africa. I just want to know where South Africa is. Okay, so Romania, Russia, Slovakia, pretty much the same. Slovakia. Okay, pretty much the same. Spain, Switzerland have 2 data points, but that one is longer. Turkey as well. United Kingdom, Hong Kong, this one longer series. Israel, Republic of Korea, longer series, so we have to take it. Myanmar, same. Philippines, Singapore, don't have problems. Thailand, Argentina have 2 of them, but the bottom one is essentially the same as the above. So we will take the above. So Canada, yeah, excluding agricultural activities, so I have to take the above one. Wherever. Alright, and then there's United States. Look at that, it's like almost nothing there. So here is my data set. And basically then the question is, well, for all these years, what happened? Right? Where does South Africa rank in all of this? Okay, so here's the average. Here are the countries, and let's just quickly go to the ranking. And the spreadsheet is just to show us where exactly is South Africa. And so here, let's just sort, and then here is the top 10, or here with Italy. Okay, so here's the top 10. We are among the top 10, but we're not the worst, right? Lithuania is very much worse. Argentina, Israel, and that. And we are just after Canada, Spain, Turkey, France, and obviously this series is quite broken. So we didn't actually use this directly, but this is just to first of all convince those people out there if South Africa is the worst. So there it is. I think that has answered the question already. As I said, South Africa, yes, we are amongst the worst, but we're not the worst. Okay, so then the next thing is, I wasn't very happy with this measurement. I said, well, there are a couple of things to worry here. One thing is the panel is very, very broken. Some countries don't even report their working days lost per 1,000 workers. So I have to work with what I have, and I have to maximize on what I can do. So I was meditating about this, and the one I came up with was, and it was in the notes, sort of sorted into 2 parts. One is working days lost divided by strikers, okay, times the strikers divided by 1,000 workers, right? I mean, if you're on high school maths, this and that cancels, so this and this should be the same as that. Should be the same as 9D. Okay, and then we can ignore this for now, I'll come back to that. But basically, for using these 2 parts, right, we can come up with a ranking for this part and also the ranking for this part to really get into the grains of this issue. And luckily, I also have numbers for the strikers, and that would be also in Labour Star, and it's 9B. Okay, so 9B will be strikers. I'll use that for 9B. This working days lost, I also have, it's here, 9C, days not worked by economic activities. 1,000 workers, I have employments, which is in here, employments, 2A, employments general level, then this is in thousands. Okay, so I just go ahead and do the same thing that I've done here, okay, and I match the countries, go to individual spreadsheets, copy and paste, and put them into these 3 spreadsheets, just to check internal consistency. This is 9B, strikers, okay, and for Algeria, I have about 33,000, 34,000, so let's quickly go there and check if the numbers are right. 9B, workers involved. That would be my strikers. Come on. Okay, so Algeria is 34,000, fine, so that is correct. Next thing is employment, that was the 2A. By the way, if you really want to check my numbers, go ahead. That's the purpose of this. And for employments, it's about 6,000 thousands in 2001. So there it is. By the way, just to check on this, there is the thousands. Okay. And then the last bit is again going back to strikes, and that would be 9C. The third one, days lost, 9C. Open up, please. 242,000. Okay, so internally the data sets are all there. Okay, so there's no problem here. Okay, and I've also matched them by countries, and I did a lot of sorting. And then essentially, let's go to the formulas. First one is working days lost per strikers. Okay, so here is the days lost, there is the strikers. So what I do is this here divided by strikers. Paste everything, apply to everybody, including 2008. And then, so this would be my first part. And just to quickly see the rankings, let's just put it into another spreadsheet. Okay, and there are a lot of missings here, so I need to get rid of them. Let's do that. And here, there we go. And so here is and this would be the first part of my formula, right? The working days lost over the strikers. So here it is. Okay. Apply to everybody. So here's my rankings. And obviously there are some missings. And then just sort this, expand the rankings. Okay, so into days lost, right? In this formula, the ranking, we are sort of here, 8.324, and we are behind literally after Chile, Botswana, and so on. And so here it is, and United States is here. And now you may be wondering, well, but wait, David, you said that it was 46 or 40 something % for Brazil. Where did that come from? Brazil, by the way, it's showing 113. That is working days lost. For some reason, I liked sort of having the same logic for both numerator and the denominator. So I like working days lost over strikers' working days. Okay? Because these guys, if they were not striking, they should have worked. So here, all I have to do is to do this and times it by 233 days. The reason for 233 days is because we consider a bunch of like sick leaves, and it's just 233 days should have been the working days for the entire year of those strikers. Okay, so everybody should be working for 233 days. So it's just attaching really. It doesn't really matter because it's a constant. The 233 days is a constant. All we want literally is the rankings. So here it is, and again we have a lot of missings. Okay, so we need to get rid of them. Let's reply again. Okay, and so here okay, now in here, so we are taking this and this rankings, get rid of that, and clean rank here, smallest to largest again. So now this number here should be, right, the percentage of working days lost of the strikers working days, and let's just put it into percentages. So so now I have days over days basically. So now we're looking at this number, right? And then we look at the rankings, and where's Brazil? Brazil is here for the 8.9 of the strikers working days, all right, on average. Where are we? We are here, 3.6. Okay, and the ranking is exactly the same as if I just did this, right? Working days lost per strikers. It's just having the same logic. It just sounds nicer to me when I talk about percentages, because when we say pizza arrives and only half a pizza arrives, we don't say half a pizza per delivery person. We say half a pizza of the whole pizza. All right, so here it is, and that is the ranking that was described in. Notice how many of these countries, whereas before when I did the 9D ranking, I couldn't get those numbers, but if I break it up, then there are many countries that I can actually say more about, because I have information on strikers for some countries more than others, so I can say more about it. Okay, so that is the days lost striking, and we've just solved the mystery about where I got these data from. Now, the next part is the strikers over 1,000 workers. This sort of how many strikers are there per 1,000 workers, right? So that would be the strikers over the employment number. So here it is, and it is equal to, right, the strikers divided by the employment numbers. Again, we have quite a few missings. Okay, and there are still quite a few missing, so we need to get rid of it. Here, pasting as actual values, and then we replace them again, and then we get the averages here. Okay, and we got it. Okay, and then we take these two and okay, and then we rank it. Alright, so in terms of this formula, strikers divided by 1,000 workers, we are high, right? So we are here, and basically the top 10 will be these guys. Okay, so we are here in terms of strikers per workers, right? Per 1,000 workers. After Italy, after Spain, after Argentina, after Israel, after San Marino. Okay, and so here are the numbers, and hopefully this video walkthrough can convince everybody how exactly we see. Just a couple of personal notes. Here are the numbers for 9D. If South Africa was to carry on it by itself from 2009 to 2012. So say that everybody else sort of stayed in time, and it's just us who carried on into the 2012 numbers, and let's just see what would it be if we sort of carried on, and let's see if the ranking would change by very much. So 13 year for us, that would have put us to 302 for this formula, for this ratio, the first ratio that was published at Labor Star, and that would have put us to the third or fourth, but we are definitely not number one. And again, if we use this, right, we also have to ask ourselves the question: well, what happened here? What happened to everybody else after 2009, after 2008 to 2012? What do you think? And also, what happened to Greece? I didn't see any Greece here. Maybe they are just off the map now. Egypt, I quite frankly just don't even have the numbers anymore. Look, I mean, there are many things that we can say about the data, but I think just in terms of all these three rankings, right? The 9D rankings, this ranking that we developed, and also this ranking we developed. South Africa was never sort of like, you know, number one in any of these measurements. So, and that's why we say it may be, the strike situation may not be as bad as it is. Finally, just to look at this series here, we had a particularly bad year, no doubt, in 2007, and this one would be 2010. Okay, and this one obviously was about the financial crisis and also the doctors, and I think doctors' strike was somewhere maybe here and there. But essentially, look, you know, it was the worst, but quickly after that, we sort of returned to our equilibrium or to our average sort of the 9D rate of days lost at about somewhere maybe hundreds to low 200s. Okay, this 2010 was an outlier, 2007 was an outlier. Okay. So I hope this answers everybody's questions, and if you have more questions, we welcome you to contact us. There is a policy brief that is still in development, among all the other things that we're trying to do. So be patient, but if you really want, here is a bunch of really nice data sets that you can play around with. We welcome any suggestions, we welcome any comments. However, if you come with the kind of sort of thuggery and a bigoted manner, we will not accept any of that. Okay, thank you very much for your time.